As part of this module, I wanted to discuss the work of Kim Scott and the model that she developed called Radical Candour, which I've already mentioned in a couple of other modules. What I'll do here is give you a very quick overview of the model, and then in the text below you can see links to a video of Kim presenting her work and also the book itself if you want to delve into it more deeply at this stage. Her work starts by looking at two aspects of the behaviour of a coach, especially how they give feedback. Firstly, in terms of actually giving feedback, some managers just don't say anything, whatever you do, or they may just give some positive stuff but don't point out where you can improve. Whereas other managers will be very direct and come straight out with challenges. The other dimension which Scott points out is the underlying motivation of managers when they are, quote, coaching. Some people genuinely want to help others to develop themselves, whereas some managers just don't give a fig, don't give a hoot, whatever. And when you look at these four different scenarios, you come up with the typical consultant's 4-box model, but with some really interesting conclusions. Obnoxious aggression. I love some of her phrasing. Obnoxious aggression is the label given when I just tell you stuff because it makes me feel better. It helps me to get it off my chest. Unfortunately, I see a lot of this kind of behaviour, and you may well have experienced it. This is not coaching. It's actually counterproductive in most cases. Manipulative insincerity, which is where I'm just going to keep you in the dark or keep you believing everything is fine, when in fact it may not be. There are many instances where this is really just passive-aggressive behaviour, and again, this is not coaching, as it doesn't help anyone to develop their behaviour or improve their performance. Ruinous empathy. I see many otherwise really good managers falling into this trap. They don't give people direct feedback because they don't want to hurt their feelings or put them off, or because they don't think the individual can handle it. Just being happy, 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 and on the surface keeping good relationships. I know for me, the bosses I've had that have really helped me the most have all been very direct with me, and I believe they've done it from a position of genuinely trying to help. This is radical candour, not just being brutally honest, but being honest and kind, being challenging and being supportive. So it's a really interesting model for all of us as coaches. Here's a little test for you to help understanding of the tool. I'll put up 5 statements, and can you pause the video and just jot down somewhere what you think they are? Obnoxious aggression, manipulative insincerity, ruinous empathy, or radical candour. Obviously, context and tone of voice make some difference, but here's how I heard these statements. I don't care how you are feeling, it's just rubbish work. This is normally an example for me of obnoxious aggression. Your work is interesting. This, again, for me, an example of manipulative insincerity. Well, it's not perfect, but it's more important that you don't get overworked. So, again, ruinous empathy. Lots of empathy coming through, but you're not helping anybody. I appreciated the first part of your report, but the second part did not read to me like your best work. So this is direct but empathetic, which is radical candour. Yes, your work is fine. Did you see the football last night? So, passive aggressive, an example of manipulative insincerity. So I hope that helps. As I said, we'll get into this whole area later in the programme, but for now I just wanted to make you aware of the model. You can find out more at this time if you want to look at the short video from Kim, or the book itself is very, very readable. But the main thing I would encourage you to do is make sure that as you start practicing coaching and in your conversations with your coach, You insist that everybody uses radical candour. We hope that you've enjoyed this tutorial and found it useful in developing your sales management skills. It's one of a series designed to help aspiring, new or developing sales managers. Please subscribe to get access to all of the tutorials in the series and to get news of new ones added. You can also go to www.realsalesmanager.com where you'll find lots of other activities and resources, as well as guides suggesting the best sequence in which to listen to or watch these tutorials.